And Marabina had this idea to do a one-person show for how long?
Several years.
Sound familiar? Hi, I'm Ruthie Otero from my one-person show, and today we are here with Marabina Jaimes.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. She is not only an actress, but an Emmy Award-winning actress.
Yes, I used to do a show called Storytime on PBS.
You also used to do voiceover for...
I used to do Desperate Housewives in español, and as a matter of fact, there's a documentary out there called Now in Español that you'll be able to find on PBS.
So I'm really excited to talk to Marabina today because she just had a breakthrough. We only had like 2 sessions. She shared with me what the breakthrough was, and I want you guys to learn from this.
I had a one-person show idea, and I just wasn't sure how to start it. I knew I wanted to do it. I was very fortunate. I ran into Ruthie. I knew of her one-woman shows, and I knew that she was helping people to do their own shows. So I immediately said, Ruthie, how can we work together? The thing that you asked me was why I hadn't done my show yet, and that it was important to just go ahead and set an opportunity to go ahead and do it and just start writing.
What was the thing that now you really believe had stopped you from doing it?
I just wasn't sure if I had the time to dedicate to this, elaborate show that I had in my mind. After all these years working on TV, film, theater, I was kind of afraid to start, honestly.
Even an Emmy Award-winning actress was afraid to start, right?
Yes, because taking that first step apparently in my mind meant that it had to be perfect. I want to thank you, Ruthie, because basically what you showed me very, very quickly was, one, find the opportunity to actually do the work. Find the opportunity.
Book a theater.
Yes.
Book a theater.
The first thing that you really helped me to do, honestly, was to set aside time to write every day. Now that might sound like, oh, that's so obvious. Well, of course, if you want to do a show, you got to write. Well, making writing a priority, that was what I didn't know I needed to do.
We had a lunch, we
Yes.
talked about it, and you seemed to me like you took it in and was like, yes, I need to commit to this, possibly book a theater, okay, commitment.
Right.
Then what happened within like 2 weeks?
Out of the blue, I got an invitation to do a presentation at Disney. And
What?
yes.
How did that come about? You were going through your day, you were at the supermarket, and what happened?
Got a call, love to have you come to Disney and do a talk. When are you available, this date or this date? And I was like, huh? Because I had just been talking to you about, okay, I guess I better put feelers out there and set up a time to do my one-woman show. So what happened is that suddenly this was serious. Now I really understood the importance of setting aside time to write every day, just like brushing my teeth, doing meditation, exercising, whatever else. And I loved that in our conversations, you said, an audition might come in, something might come in, okay, then you rearrange your schedule. Don't miss, the 10, 15, 30 minutes that you're setting aside every day to write. Be committed to yourself, be committed to your project. That was very helpful.
And there's nothing like a deadline to help you to commit, like a hard deadline. And when Disney calls, that's a hard deadline.
Yeah.
And something else that happens in your life, too.
Yes, I have a wonderful 16-year-old son. He's a baseball player and a classical pianist. And he got popped in the eye with a baseball. And this was a very, very serious thing that occurred. Yeah. The good news is he's much better, but of course I'm the mom and I was not. It was very difficult and scary. And scary was kind of my whole theme of my talk. My theme was fear.
A favorite theme.
Yes. Needless to say, there were medical issues, and now I really had some interesting fears to be talking about. Not only fear of, oh, I'm afraid of, doing a show. I'm fearful because of family emergency and I have to tend to things. Fortunately, I was able to continue to write, and actually it was kind of like a sphere, fear and this sphere of looking at fear in all these different angles, all these different ways, and realizing that even if I was fearful, I was still going to keep my commitment. Up until the last day before my talk, fear did raise its ugly head. My talk was basically titled Finding the Funny in the Fear, but I also talked about finding your future in the fear, which is continuing to go anyway, even if you're fearful, and finding the hope in the fear, because when you have hope, let me say, when you don't have it, you can create it. And continuing to pick up the pieces anyway and, you know, just make it to the finish line. It is, I can't tell you how amazing you feel when you've accomplished this and overcome, you know, obstacles. We all have them.
What I hear that you're saying is you used your fear.
Yes.
To write the top, because when we had spoken, I didn't know that it would be about fear, and I'm not sure you knew your subject matter either.
I was, there were a lot of different things that I wanted to write about, and I wasn't specific.
No, but once you had your deadline, then it was like, I don't have 3 years to figure out the perfect topic. You grabbed what was in front of you, and then you could have used your son's accident to be like, oh, I don't have time, this is priority.
Exactly.
No, but you used what happened in your life to fuel your project.
Yes.
To build on it.
And the weird thing is that I started my talk with kind of what had happened to my son, which was not in existence when I had spoken to you. And I ended my talk with his amazing success, which was he had this baseball accident and still he played his piano recital the next day with sunglasses. And I realized, oh my gosh, he's my teacher, because for him, his fear was very different than mine. He was fearful of not completing his commitment to his piano teacher, and he played beautifully.
If you did not have the deadline with Disney, do you think you would have seen all of the things that were in front of you? That all of these pieces would have come together for you?
Probably not, because I think that when you're not looking for something, you can't see it. The fact that I was encouraged to start looking made it so that all these wonderful things and opportunities and development could be available to me. I mean, I'm very grateful to you, Ruthie. Thank you. Because the structure, making the deadline or setting the goal, and then definitely taking care of your commitment every day to the writing. It was so fantastic because it was kind of like an anchor. And then getting an idea of what I was really thinking. You know, when you're writing, you really get an idea of who's in there. Kind of think you're like one way, and then, you know, there was so much insight on different topics that I really hadn't been thinking about.
So then what I hear you saying is there was a difference between what you thought you would write and what you actually wrote.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And that's the magic of writing. And so also, how long would you write for at the beginning, before the deadline?
Before the deadline, I had committed to an hour, or well, first like 15 minutes a day. That was my first commitment, because we all made, okay, I'll write 15 minutes. And I saw that as I continued to write 15 minutes, it would go to 20. Sometimes I would write for an hour. Some days I would have auditions, whatever, and I go, oh, I owe like 15 minutes here, so I better go back.
Did writing become more enjoyable?
Absolutely. Well, it also gave me an opportunity, as I said, to see other parts or other things that I was actually contemplating writing about, and I would go, oh no, okay, I don't think I want to write that, or things that were highly emotional or painful. I was like, why do I want to spend time writing about something painful?
Right.
And it was very healing to go, oh, okay, you know what? I don't even need to think about this anymore because it's not serving me. And then to actually find humor in things that I thought were, again, finding the funny in the fear.
And that's how you found your theme.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you so much for expressing your gratitude, because guys, I obviously didn't do much to help her. That's what I was like, and how did I help you with all of this? But it was just a couple of sessions and the deadline.
Yeah.
The invitation, and I truly believe those invitations come when we commit. Marabina, so how is it that we can all see more of your work?
I'm hoping to put up some pieces of Funny in the Fear on my Instagram account at Marabina Jaimes. And I'm so inspired with all the other things I've written. I may put a little book together, or I may be coming to a city near you soon to do my entire talk. We'll see.
That's awesome. And what's great is you have the material now instead of just talking about it or thinking about it. Thank you so much. Marabina, thank you for expressing your gratitude and sharing with the audience. This is just the magic, guys. It really comes down to just commitment, willingness, making the time to just tiny writings, and it builds on itself, and miracles happen.
Yes, they do. Thanks, Ruthie.
Thank you, Marabina. I hope you enjoyed this video with Marabina Jaimes. If you're interested in or have any other questions about creating a solo show, let me know, because I'd love to create content that will help you tell your story. Bring it out in the world in a way that's authentic and fun.